All mysteries in the world only grow older with time, yet we still have no answers for them. A book written in a bizarre language that no one can decode even today. A 1,000-year-old computer pulled from the ocean floor. Stones and structures that defy human understanding. So the question is, are these just mistakes of history or a truth we are simply not ready to grasp? Today we're going on a journey to explore the most puzzling mysteries on Earth, things for which no one has a definitive answer. Friends, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do. Your subscription motivates us to keep making videos like this for you. Let's begin with our first mystery, the Voynich Manuscript, a book that seems to break the rules of our world. Imagine finding a book written in an unknown language, filled with illustrations of strange plants that don't exist. And despite the efforts of the world's top scientists, its meaning remains a mystery. That is the Voynich Manuscript. The most enigmatic book in the world. In 1912, a rare book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich discovered this manuscript in an old monastery in Italy. The book contains over 240 pages, though some are still missing. After radiocarbon dating, scientists confirmed it was written between 1400 and 1440, making it roughly 600 years old. But the real mystery begins with its contents. What exactly is inside this book? Let's find out. Every page is filled with an unknown script. This language does not match any culture or civilization we know. It has symbols and alphabets humans have never seen before, and the drawings show odd, unique plants that are not found in reality. Some pages contain astrological diagrams, stars and galaxies that medieval Europeans would not have known about. Most surprising are illustrations of naked women bathing in strange green liquid, surrounded by what look like tubes and pipes, almost like sketches of unknown technology. Some people believe this book is a message from an alien civilization that we cannot understand. Others think it might be a record from an ancient society that vanished, taking its language with it forever. Historians suggest it could be a medieval medical guide about women's health and herbal medicine. But if that were true, the language would have been decoded by now. Some experts say it might be a fake manuscript created in medieval times to make money. But then why write such a complex language and systematic symbols for a forgery? More than 100 years have passed, but the code of this book remains unbroken. Despite artificial intelligence and modern cryptography, the Voynich manuscript is still an unsolved puzzle, and the strangest part is that every page feels like it holds hidden knowledge kept from humanity. Like this book contains science from another world. Number 2. The Nazca Lines. Picture a desert where lines drawn in soil and stone create designs so huge they can only be seen from the sky. These are the Nazca Lines, found in the Nazca Desert of Peru. To a person walking on the ground, the lines look like random, strange excavations. But when airplanes first flew over the Nazca Desert around the 1930s, they revealed something astonishing. The entire desert was covered with more than 300 geometric shapes, animals, and mysterious figures. Think about it. Someone drew a human-like figure, a monkey, a hummingbird, and a spider across the desert floor, and on such a massive scale that they can only be understood from above. These lines were made by the Nazca civilization between 200 BCE and 600 CE. The top layer of the desert is a reddish-brown soil. If that layer is removed, a lighter gray-white surface appears underneath. The Nazca people created the lines by exposing this surface. But the question is, how did they make such large and perfect designs? At that time, there were no drones, no airplanes. Standing on the ground, a person would never grasp the full design being made. Many scholars say the Nazca lines were a kind of astronomical calendar. The figures align with stars, constellations, and the times of solstices. Maybe they were connected to the sky and planetary cycles. One theory says the lines were ceremonial pathways. People may have walked along them for rituals, possibly prayers for water, since Nazca is an extremely dry region. The most popular and thrilling theory is that the lines were made for an alien civilization, a kind of landing marker so they could identify the area from the sky. Because that level of scale and precision seems almost impossible for humans of that era. Some experts argue they were a map of underground water. The Nazca people might have been showing which areas had water available below. The Nazca lines are still preserved exactly as they were 2,000 years ago. The desert's dry climate and lack of wind mean the lines never erode. UNESCO declared them a World Heritage Site, but the mystery remains the same. Were they divine prayers, a calendar, or a message to aliens? Think about it. An entire civilization created designs they could never see themselves from the ground. Who were they made for? Number 3, the Pyramids of Giza. Imagine a place that has hidden the greatest secrets of the world for thousands of years. The Pyramids of Giza. These pyramids are not just tombs or feats of architecture. They are an an ocean of unsolved mystery. The most discussed topic is the secret chambers hidden inside the Great Pyramid of Khufu. When this pyramid was built about 4,500 years ago, it was constructed with such accuracy that even modern engineers are stunned. In 2017, a scientific project called Scan Pyramids used a technique called muon radiography. It is a kind of cosmic ray imaging that detects hidden spaces behind walls. That is when scientists confirmed a large hidden void exists inside Khufu's pyramid, roughly as long as a commercial airplane. Now the question comes up, what was this chamber for? Some say it was a construction corridor used while building the pyramid and sealed later. Other researchers believe it could be a royal burial chamber that no one has been able to enter yet. And some theorists think the chamber might be a secret vault of ancient technology or the pharaoh's treasure. The mystery deepens when you learn the pyramid still has narrow shafts and corridors whose purpose no one understands. One shaft is directly aligned with the stars, which points to a deep connection between the Egyptians, astronomy, and the afterlife. The secret of the chambers inside the pyramids has not been fully solved. Experiments and scans are still ongoing, but physical entry is not allowed because it could disturb the structure. Imagine if one day these chambers are opened. Will we find treasure or knowledge that changes human history forever? The secret chamber inside the pyramids is still a riddle that challenges every generation. Number 4. Easter Island Moai statues. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean sits a small island called Easter Island. Standing there are the strange, massive Moai statues that leave everyone amazed. On the ground stand stone human-like faces ranging from 13 feet to 30 feet tall. Some weigh up to 80 tons and all were carved with stone tools. That means no machines, no iron, only primitive tools. The biggest problem is this: how did they cut such huge stones and move them from the mountain quarry to locations kilometers away? Locals say the statues walked to their places by themselves. It sounds odd, but that story makes the Moai statues even more mysterious. Some archaeologists say they were probably dragged with ropes and wooden logs, but even in practical experiments, modern people struggle to move them. So, how did ancient islanders do it? The second big question is why the statues were made. Some say they are spiritual guardians of ancestors protecting the island. Others say they were a way to display power and authority. And some theories suggest they were part of a lost civilization that was advanced and took its knowledge with it. Even more startling is that researchers say there are full bodies beneath these statues, not just heads. Large torsos buried underground have been found, showing the statues actually represent entire human bodies. For centuries, people thought they were just big heads, but the truth went much deeper. At night, when the wind is strong and the ocean waves roar, the Moai statues seem almost alive, as if they are staring right at you. Number 5. The Bermuda Triangle. In a section of the Atlantic Ocean, there is a triangular area called the Bermuda Triangle or Devil's Triangle. Its 3 points are Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Connect those 3 points and you get a vast ocean triangle where many ships and airplanes have vanished without a trace, leaving the world baffled. The most famous case happened in 1945. Flight 19, 5 American Navy bombers left on a training mission. In their communication, they said the compass was not working and directions were unclear. A few hours later, contact was lost and all the planes vanished without a trace. The strangest part is that the rescue plane sent to find them also disappeared in the same area. Not just planes, but many ships have vanished here too. The USS Cyclops, a huge Navy ship with more than 300 people on board, was lost in the Bermuda Triangle without any SOS signal. No wreckage was found, no bodies. An entire ship just disappeared. Some scientists say magnetic fields in the area disturb compasses and navigation instruments. Methane gas hydrates. Methane released from the ocean floor can change water density and cause ships to sink easily. Some theorists believe the area is an alien base where they take humans for experiments. Another theory says the Bermuda Triangle sits above the advanced technology of the ancient lost city of Atlantis, which is still active. After thousands of investigations, the real secret of the Bermuda Triangle is still not revealed. Many experts say these are just natural explanations, but the truth is, none of the reported cases have a complete answer. Number 6. The Shroud of Turin. Friends, now let's move toward a mystery that has always confused religion, science, and history. This mystery is the Shroud of Turin, an old cloth that has become the most debated and researched subject worldwide. Imagine a cloth so old that it shows the faint image of a full human body. This cloth is kept in the city of Turin, Italy, which is why it is called the Shroud of Turin. Many people believe this is the cloth in which Jesus Christ was wrapped after his death. On the shroud, you can see the outline of a long-bearded man's entire body, as if someone took a photo and printed it on the cloth. The image shows marks of the face, hands, feet, and back. And the most astonishing thing is that the body has the same wounds described in the Bible during Jesus' crucifixion. Holes in the hands and feet from nails, marks of lashes on the back, and a crown of thorns on the head. Science has tried hard to understand it. In 1988, some scientists did carbon dating tests and said the shroud is only 700 years old, meaning it could not be from the time of Jesus. But later, other researchers said pollution, fire, and repairs on the shroud prevented carbon dating from giving accurate results. Some experts even say the cloth's fibers were affected by a kind of light radiation that is not possible in normal conditions, like a supernatural flash imprinted the image onto the cloth. To this day, no one has confirmed whether the Shroud of Turin is real or a carefully crafted medieval relic, but whenever it is seen, people feel a strange spirituality and mystery. It is a puzzle that sits between science and faith. Friends, think about it. Is this really Jesus' shroud that proves his resurrection, or just a carefully made illusion that became the biggest religious mystery in human history? Number 7. The Antikythera mechanism. Deep under the sea lies the broken wreck of a ship. From it, a corroded, rusted piece of metal was recovered that first looked like a worthless chunk of scrap. But when scientists examined it closely, they were stunned. This was no ordinary piece of metal. It was the Antikythera mechanism, a device thousands of years ahead of its time. In 1901, Greek divers were exploring a shipwreck near Antikythera Island that had sunk long ago. There, they found gold, statues, and ornaments. But the biggest discovery was a rusted gear machine. At first, archaeologists thought it was just a broken astrological instrument, but as research continued, they learned this was an incredible machine, 2,000 years old. It had small gears, wheels, and dials, exactly like a modern clock. Research showed this mechanism could calculate the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. It could predict eclipses. It could even tell the dates of the Olympic Games. Imagine 2,000 years ago, a machine that worked like today's computer. How was it built? That is the biggest mystery. In that era, BCE, there is no record of such technology existing. Making such an advanced design of metal gears would require precise tools that people at the time did not have. Some experts say maybe a lost ancient civilization or some unknown genius built it. After X-ray imaging and 3D scans, scientists confirmed the mechanism had 37 gears. It was a kind of analog computer that calculated space and time. But one question still lives. If this technology existed 2,000 years ago, why did the rest of the world know nothing about it? And how did that knowledge suddenly disappear? Some people believe the Antikythera mechanism is proof that ancient aliens gave humans technology. Others say it is a leftover trace of a lost civilization like Atlantis. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain. The Antikythera mechanism will always remain a puzzle that tells us our history is not as simple as we were taught. Friends, we will meet in the next video with another mysterious secret. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you do.